I will be doing a comparison in regards to the previous one that I own. I'm so excited to open this one as it is their newest design and see it together with you guys. Hi everyone, and welcome back, or welcome if you're new around here. My name is May, and on this channel we just love talking about handbags. In today's video I am so excited to share with you guys that I not only have one bag but two new handbags to share with you, one of them being a completely new design. Today's video has kindly been sponsored by a brand which I've already worked with and you guys absolutely loved, and that is Basile Paris. However, they have recently rebranded and are now Maison Rinceau. I'm so sorry for all my French speakers out there. I tried pronouncing it to the best of my ability. Maison Rinceau has really taken its time to create sort of architectural types of designs within their handbags. And the word Rinceau actually means an ornamental motif, which is very known to be carved in stone. And they've actually gone ahead and incorporated this ornamental motif in one of their newest pieces, which I will be sharing with you today. However, before we jump into that reveal, I do want to touch bases on one of their classic designs, and that is Le Petit Apollon. The Appalon comes in a total of 3 sizes. They have a mini, they have the Le Petite, and then they have the regular size. However, when I first worked with the brand, I went ahead and chose Le Petit Apollon, which is this one right here. I have done various videos in regards to this piece. I did kind of like a first impressions after using it for a little bit, and then after using it for a while longer, I went ahead and redid a review video sharing with you guys if I still thought it was worth it, and my thoughts have definitely not changed. However, it has just gotten better. Due to the rebranding of the fashion house, they have actually gone ahead and updated the style and a lot of the qualities from the Petit Apollon. So the first thing we're gonna do is get into the unboxing of the newest re-release of the Petit Apollon. Here's how the bag comes packaged. Just wanted to share with you what the inside of the box looks like. Here we have a card that comes with your order, and in the back it gives you a little bit of a history in regards to the Le Petit Apollon. I will have all the details down below of both of these pieces that I will be sharing today in case you guys want to explore the brand a little bit better. But here is the small gift that I did receive with the Petit Apollon. Now they have expanded their silk scarf collection and they have these beautiful larger sizes. The color in this one is absolutely stunning. Now let's get into the fun part, and that is the reveal of the newest Petit Apollon in my collection. And I will be doing a comparison in regards to the previous one that I own, just to share with you guys the updates that the fashion house has done to this particular silhouette. Oh my god, the color is beautiful. I went to a good old favorite of mine, and that is this beautiful cognac color. Wow. Oh my gosh, it is stunning. I'm already seeing some differences that I'm already loving over the older design, so let's get right into it. First thing I do want to point out is that I ended up choosing a color that actually came in their smooth leather. In the original video that I did do, I also had a lot of questions in regards to the leather options that the fashion house offered. Therefore, I wanted to go ahead and choose a smooth leather option for this time around in order to be able to give you guys a better perspective or my thoughts in regards to how the bag looked in the smooth leather option. So looks absolutely beautiful. It has that very warm, rich caramel tone, as you can see. And then I wanted to go ahead and get into the differences that they went ahead and sort of revamped for this particular style. Here are both pieces side by side, just so you guys can have a good view of them. Now, I know that this was kind of a hit or miss for some of you, and a lot of you loved it. Some of you were also like, I'm not too crazy about it. And that is this particular detail here of the handbag. I just thought that it added a really nice touch to a very simple yet classic design. I have shared with you guys that the wear on it is really none whatsoever. You could see your fingerprints on it because this is the way that you would open the original handbag. However, it takes nothing but a simple swipe in order for you to remove that, and it's good to go. That is something that they kept but changed in the new design, so I wanted to dive into that first. And as you can see, the original design, let's bring her back. You would have to open first this particular smaller piece here. It kind of has like a clasp, and then you would go ahead and open the bag as a flap style. The flap style of the handbag has not changed. That remained the same. However, it is now a magnetic opening. So this is how you open the bag, and I just think that that is a great improvement, simply because a lot of people kind of were hesitating or were questioning how easy it was to actually get this closed. And as you can see, when the bag is filled with your pieces, it's a lot easier, but you do have to make sure that you maneuver and get the hole to go through the little tab that it has there in order for you to go ahead and fully close the handbag. Before we dive into the interior, I did want to share with you some other changes that the handbag has. And you can see on the side, in the original design, the leather kind of folded inside, doing this beautiful sort of wave-like design. And believe it or not, that definitely would take up a little bit of space in the interior of the handbag itself. With the new design, it just pops out very seamlessly and kind of just blends in with these beautiful compartments that it currently has right here. I do want to go ahead and share really quick side by side again so that you can see the difference. Bottom also looks so much better. I am going to show the bottom of the previous piece, but one thing that I do want to point out, because you guys know I share the good, the bad, and the ugly, especially when I'm working with a brand that has gifted me a piece, because I want to make sure that you guys see everything as I'm seeing it. And I do want to share with you that this little dip here, just for some of you, because I already know some of my viewers are extremely picky in regards to sort of like leather wrinkling. I personally feel like depending on the kind of leather that you have, each leather has its own sort of characteristic to it. And I think that certain behaviors of leather match with that particular finish. So you will have a little bit of leather wrinkling right here, and by a little bit I honestly mean the most minimal amount, but I just wanted to share with you guys because that is something that I did notice. And obviously I don't want you to be interested in this bag, receive it, and then be like, hey, you forgot to point out this. So I personally feel like those little sort of dips kind of gives it that architectural sort of feeling that the brand definitely focuses on for the designs. Here's the difference between the bottom of the original Petite, and you guys can see, which is something that I did point out, since it dips again inward, the leather here kind of has a lot more wear to it because of the weight of the pieces that you do put inside. Even though it is a grained leather down here, it's also very soft. So you will see that there will be a little bit of wear depending on how you store it and what you place inside. I definitely don't see that happening with the new design, because this leather seems, one, a lot sturdier, and second, it already sort of has a shape built to it where you won't have the pieces inside way down the leather because it's already built to be that way, if that makes sense. Now for the interior of the handbag, they are using a different material, and it is a suede-like material. The previous Petit Apollon had a fabric interior, so there is definitely a difference there. I love that the interior is a light color. I have shared this before from previous handbags, but I really just like to be able to open up my bags and be able to see everything at a glance, where when a handbag has a dark interior lining, I just feel like I struggle a little bit more in order to be able to do that. And really quick, I also wanted to point out the branding of the handbag, which is right here, very minimal in the beautiful kind of gold foil letters. I will say that the original piece just had the name Basile, which obviously was the name before, and again, it has shown absolutely no wear. There's no chipping on the branding right here with that gold foiled. So back to the interior, you do have a zippered compartment in the center, which has a very smooth zipper in order for you to open. And again, you do have that suede-like interior inside of that zippered compartment. You have another compartment in the front, and then you also have that slip pocket. You do have a top handle, and then it also comes with a crossbody strap, which I mentioned in my original review and collaboration with the brand, that I really enjoy the thickness of the strap for this particular style of handbag. I feel like like depending on the size and the style of the handbag, you do need to consider the width of the crossbody strap that you will be pairing with the handbag itself. I will leave the original video linked down below in case you guys want to go into like what fits inside, because I want to get into that for the second handbag that I will be sharing in a minute, and I don't want this video to be too long. Now here is what the handbag looks with the crossbody strap attached. I feel like it's such a chic and cool bag styled like this. But then I love that the strap is obviously both adjustable and removable so that you can go ahead and take this bag into nighttime. I've talked about this previously in many of my other handbag videos, but I just feel like when a handbag brand considers versatility while designing a piece, it just really makes all the difference for us as consumers. I know when I started my handbag collection, I didn't know how often I would be able to splurge in handbags that are well made, that will last me many years into my collection. So the first one that I added, I wanted to make sure that I was able to use in different occasions. One, in order to get my cost per wear down, and two, in order to just be able to enjoy her more and more. So I'm really happy that obviously Maison Rinceau thought that through and made sure to add versatility in all of their pieces. So the next piece we have is the Mona, and it was actually inspired by Botticelli's The Birth of Venus, and it basically just showcases the elegance of Simonetta Vespucci, which was known as Mona. Now, she used to be a muse and model to many Renaissance artists, so the design of this bag took inspiration from her in order to show the softness and delicate curves of femininity. Once again, focusing on the detail of design for this particular piece, we do have the beautiful motif of the brand right here. I wanted to get into it, kind of show you the tour of the handbag, and then also just sharing with you what fits inside. Can we talk about the color? You guys know I'm having a moment, as I said, with this beautiful shade. Definitely pulls a little bit more of the purple undertones, and I love that it has a very simple yet functional top handle. How cute is this bag going to be in order to be carried like so? Or you can use it as a small little clutch and just put it underneath your arm like this. I know that's kind of like all the rave at the moment and how everybody wants to kind of carry and style their handbags. Definitely gonna take a little bit getting used to on my end, but I still think that it's a really cute option in order to wear the bag like this. All of the hardware, I do want to point out, comes with protective stickers, so let's go ahead and remove this one in particular. Here we have the beautiful motif in all her glory. It does not have any back pocket, so I do want to just point that out. And then in order to get inside, it will be again a magnetic closure, which I just feel is so much more comfortable overall. We do have a removable crossbody strap. It is also adjustable from what I am seeing. Now this one is actually designed a little bit different than the Petit Apollon. So as you can see, the strap will be kind of placed from the inside of the bag, and then you can go ahead and also remove that. The interior seems very generous, specifically for this style of handbag. I do feel sometimes when brands are trying to be creative with the design of a particular bag, they go ahead and sacrifice some of the capacity inside of the bag, and I don't think that that is the case for this particular piece. You also have a slip pocket in the back, which is great in order to slide in a card holder or something slim, and then as you can see, it is just a wide open compartment with that very soft suede-like material. So in regards to the outside, I just wanted to share we don't have any feet, and this leather, you guys, wow, I feel like the color just pops so much in this smooth leather. I did want to get into the leather of these pieces, and I have shared previously how some of these mid-range brands definitely add some sort of coat to the leather. I personally think that that is a pro towards the bag, but I know that some people don't like it, so therefore I wanted to go ahead and just dive a little bit deeper into the smooth leather options of the Maison Rinceau pieces. Here it is in the Mona bag, and then this is what it looks like in the Petit Apollon. So just wanted to share both of them with you. I did bring in some bags for comparison. So I have my mini little Coach Eliza, I think this is called, and really quick, because I do want to point out the importance of sometimes having that additional coating over the leather. Here you can see that I actually nipped this one trying to open it. So my nail kind of nipped it while I was trying to open the bag. And you can still see how it already has a little bit more wear on this particular bag, since I do believe that the leather has a very minimal coating over top. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick scratch test on this bag just to show you guys. So here's my nail, and then can you see that? There is nothing. It absolutely did no wear to the leather. I also wanted to compare it because I do feel like the leather is very comparable to Bolen's smooth leather. So I have the numero 10 in their smooth leather option, and here it is. This one also has no wear to it. I wanted to just share that the leathers are pretty similar in that sense. I personally feel like the only negative aspect of that coating is just that the leather is not as soft as it could potentially be. But if this is a piece that you want to have, that you want to wear, and that you want to use without having to baby, I really appreciate that additional kind of coat that they add to the leather, because ultimately it really is just going to help the piece wear a lot better over time. All right, so let's get into what fits inside the Mona bag. And I just brought out pieces that I had in my other handbag. So I do have my mini pochette, and it's going to slide in there perfectly fine with some room to spare. That is amazing. Next up, I have a small packet of wipes. Then I will go ahead and slide my phone in there. I usually carry my phone, but I know a lot of people like to have the option in order to put their phone inside of their handbag. I do have a card holder, and can we take a moment? Can we take a moment for this little matchy duo? I love it. All right, so I'm gonna slide the card holder in the slip pocket in the back. And then last but not least, I have a pair of sunnies. Now I tend to carry my sunglasses in this soft case just because it's easier for me to move around from handbag to handbag. And then it also guarantees that it'll fit in a lot more handbags. Let's see if we can sneak it into the side. Okay, so on the side, I do have a little bit of space, but as you can see, it'll pop up here a little bit. So maybe if she'll close, she'll definitely close. So she closes like that, perfect. But you also have the option to just lay the sunglasses at the top, and then if you needed to carry something else, maybe a hand sanitizer, then you can go ahead and sneak it here in the side. So really quick, this is what she looks like. I have my cell phone, I have wipes, I have the mini pochette, and then the card holder in the back. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just slide my sunglasses on the top, and again, have her close. She clicks and she's good to go. I love this style, you guys. I think it's so elegant yet very chic at the same time. I do like the fact that you do have the crossbody strap, because I don't want to sound repetitive, but versatility is always so nice to have, especially when adding a piece that you just want to wear over and over again. I want to thank again Maison Rinceau for giving me the opportunity to share with you guys the changes from the Petit Apollon, because as I said, we had such great feedback from that original video that I knew I wanted to be able to incorporate the newest and updated version in order to give you guys a good comparison in case that you are still considering adding the Petit Apollon into your collection. And of course, I was very grateful when they said that they also wanted to send me their newest style in order to review for you guys. Don't forget to check out the description box down below in order to explore both of these styles a little bit more and to discover a little treat as well. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. I hope you did enjoy the video, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.